Well, hey, New Hope Church. Pastor Jim coming at you as we start our new episodes in our Soulcare Series as we're working through this winter. As always, if you are enjoying what we are putting together here, please hit that like button. Leave us a comment because we love to read comments. Well, we are starting a new series, and so I wanted to share a little bit of personal kind of stuff. So Jenny and I have been working, my wife Jenny and I have been working with a health coach. We've never been able to consistently control the food that we eat, to consistently be in the gym without sliding back. It's just always been a battle for us. Turning away from sugar is a daily struggle for me. I do way better now than I did a year ago, but boy, it's always been tough to do. 2 weeks ago, our Coach Hannah, challenged me to run towards what is hard. Well, when she said that, my first thought was, life is hard enough without Pepsi and Mountain Dew, because I've been about 8 months now without Pepsi and Mountain Dew. So why make this any harder? But I said, okay, she knows what she's talking about. She's the coach, so I'm going to do it. So I started to move towards some harder workouts there at the gym. I had Jenny hide some of her baking ingredients so that I didn't scavenge into those. Hard to turn down Heath bar pieces. And so I don't always turn away from sugar. I don't always do really well at that, but this is a process. And when the coach said, run to what is hard, okay, I will run to what is hard. So why physically do this to myself? Why is this something that we could adapt into our lifestyle to run towards things that are hard? Well, for me, it's because my genes, not my blue genes, but my DNA genes are not good. We have lots of things like Alzheimer's and diabetes, heart disease, strokes. We have these kinds of things in our past. And so while I'm here, heaven looks really good and we're looking forward to that. But while I'm here, I want to be able to live healthy and long and do the things that God has designed me to do. So over this last week or so, after Coach gave me this challenge, I've been drawn to James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. And I want to go ahead and read that here. James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. It says this: "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds." Now, this idea of trials is interesting. It's putting to proof. It's causing something to be proved. It's an experience. It's adversity. It's an experiment. It's things that test something inside of us. So he says these trials, consider it pure joy when we face the trials, because we know that the testing of our faith develops perseverance or endurance. Now, this idea of testing of our faith is proving its trustworthiness. Is my faith trustworthy? Can I depend on my faith in God to keep me strong, to walk in obedience? Has my faith been adequately tested so that I can have confidence in how God is able to strengthen me to live in obedience? Well, if I do, it says that this testing of my faith develops perseverance or endurance. Now, this idea of endurance is steadfastness. It's consistency. In the New Testament, the characteristic of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and sufferings. That means he is walking straight. She is walking straight. They are not swerved to the right or they are not swerved to the left. They are obeying God, and they're not giving in to temptations. They're living a life of obedience. And only trials can accomplish this, because as we endure, we grow. We don't grow when things are comfortable, when things are easy. We grow through adversity. Our core is strengthened. We are able to hold up to more. Our confidence in God and His strength grows, and our confidence and our ability to stand up under pressure also grows. And then he says, perseverance or endurance must finish its work. And that's an interesting phrase. Perseverance must finish its work. We have to learn to persevere, because that's what does the work in us. And what does it bring us to? It brings us to being so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. This idea of maturity is completeness in our moral character. It's brought to its end. It's finished. Nothing further is necessary for its completion. Endurance causes us to become more mature. The more we stand in there, the more we live under that strain of doing what's hard, of obeying when it's hard. That's what brings us to maturity. We don't ask for maturity. We don't ask for completeness. That happens as we obey day after day after day. Now, the opposite is avoidance. It's tapping out. It's hiding. It's escaping. It's taking shortcuts. We don't grow when we avoid. We don't grow when we let someone else handle what's hard. We grow when we handle what's hard. So this Soulcare series is called Run Towards the Hard. We're going to look at several areas where doing what is hard will bring us growth, will bring us more towards that persevering through trials, through our desires to tap out and our desires to escape. Which is really interesting, because this last Sunday, if you were here in worship or if you were watching online, Nikki reminded us that this hard stuff can lead us into our calling if we are choosing to stay in there, to hang in there with that hard stuff. So today, as I'm sharing with you, I chose to wear the jersey of one of my favorite ball players. His name was Nolan Ryan. He was a pitcher for a number of teams. He ended his career with the Texas Rangers. Nolan Ryan pitched well into his 40s at a very high level. He was throwing 90 miles an hour into his 40s, and he pitched his last no-hitter after he had turned 40 years old. This guy is a picture of endurance. And this is exactly, as believers, this is what we are called to do. We are called to endure. We are called to live out our faith even when it's hard, and we are called to fight the enemy when he comes against us, when he comes against our families, when he comes against our friends. It is our calling to fight him and as Jesus taught us to pray that God's kingdom would come here on earth as it is in heaven. It's our job to cooperate with God and cooperate to allow God's kingdom to come through us to be worked out here on earth as it is in heaven. So over the next several weeks, we're going to be talking more about this idea of moving through endurance into completeness, so that we are not lacking the things that we need in order to keep walking in further obedience. So, well, I hope everybody has a great rest of your week, and we will look forward to seeing you very soon. Take care, everybody.